and very good evening, ma'am. Myself, Anurag Sharma, student of BTech CSIT third year, and I am here to present my video assignment for the subject of R programming. For the assignment for R programming, let me first share my screen. As we already know that R programming language is a very popular language that is used for statistical computing, data analysis, and scientific research. This language was the mostly used language for data science after Python. Now, this language was developed by two developers, Ross and Robert. That's why this language got its name as R. This language can be used to retrieve, clean, analyze, visualize, and present data in a very effective way. Here is our assignment part. And in this assignment, we have been assigned several questions from the two topics, vectors and matrices related to R programming. Now, in this video assignment, I have to perform question number 3 from the topic vectors. And in this question number 3, I have to create the following vectors that are as shown as here. Now, first of all, we must know what actually vectors are. Vectors are the basic data structures in our language, and they contain the elements of the same data type or type. The data types stored in them can be int, float, double, character, logical, complex, or any other. For these vectors creation, we use the C function in the R language, and for running the commands and programs in our language, we must have an integrated development environment stored or installed in our system. So one such integrated development environment is the RStudio. We can use the RStudio to run our commands and programs for our language. So now let me share my RStudio screen to you. So here is my RStudio screen. Here you can see this is the this is the place, or you can say terminal, where we can write our commands. And in the console window that is below this screen or this window, we get our commands or programs executed. This is the new script, we can say new script, R script, where we write our commands, and here is the terminal, sorry, here is the console where our commands get executed. So in this question, I have to create the two vectors. The two vectors, myvec1 and myvec1. This vector myvec1 is storing the values of the product, is storing the product of the two vectors myvec and vec. And this myvec2 is storing the value or the product of the two vectors vec2 and vec3. So now now from the question we can see that we have to print the sequence, and in order to print the sequence of vectors, we use the sequence function. Sequence function has three arguments or parameters, we can say. The first one is from, or the starting from, which stores the starting value. Second one is to, which stores the end value, and third one is the by, which stores a gap or interval which we want between the two elements of the vectors. So using this sequence function, we can print our desired sequence. So sequence function from is equals to the starting value, to is equals to the end value, and by is equals to the gap. This vector sequence 1, this is again a vector, and in this vector we are storing the sequence that will start from myvec1 and will end to myvec2, and by default the value of gap is 1, so it is not necessary that we have to write that by is equals to 1, because the value of by is 1 by default. Now in order to print the number of elements inside this vector sequence 1, we are having the length function. This length function will give us the result, give us the length or the number of elements inside the vector sequence 1. This is how the first part gets completed. Now moving to the second part, we have V10 and V100. V10 has the value 2 and V100 is having the value 2 raised to the power 25 divided by 25. Again in the second part, we have to print the sequence. Again, we will use the sequence function, and from parameter to parameter and by is equals to gap parameter, which has the by default value as 1. So from we have to begin with V10 and end with V100. So here we go, and V10 is 2 and V100 is 2 raised to the power 25 divided by 25. We have to end the sequence here. And for calculating the number of elements inside this vector sequence 2, we use the length function. This function gives us a length or the number of elements inside the vector sequence 2. Now let me select all this and run all these commands for getting our results, desired results. So let me run this. Here you can see that here is the output. Length of the vector sequence 2, vector sequence 2, V100, V10, length of the vector sequence 1, and vector sequence 1, vector sequence 1, and myvec1, vec2. All these things are printed or get executed without any error, we can say. We can simply see this. So this is all for this assignment. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.